Well, Trump seems to be on the rampage per usual, laying off and scaling back government spending, including mass layoffs of federal workers. We know the job market is tough as it is in the private sector, average everyday people trying to find and sustain jobs. And that's been a challenge for a lot of people, regardless of what the unemployment numbers are saying. What does that look like when you add federal workers on top of that?
At least 200 people rallied outside the Milwaukee VA Medical Center tonight.
The group protesting over the Trump administration's planned cuts to the Department of Veteran Affairs. Stephanie Quirk is in studio with their message.
Yeah, an internal memo says 80,000 people at the department nationwide could soon lose their jobs. But for veterans at the Milwaukee VA chapter, this hits close to home.
A large show of support for federal workers at the Milwaukee VA. Protesters took against the Trump administration's plan to slash roughly 15% of the workforce at the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Now, this next person worked for the VA. Now, some people have been making videos, saying that, hey, these positions, these researchers, and all of these people have just been eating up tax dollars. Their position can be easily replaced. It's studying things we don't need. All of these different things could be true, but these are real people, right? This person worked for the VA, and here's their experience.
So I'm here at the VA again because this is where I work. Change that. I worked past tense because right now it's 2 o'clock and I just got notified that my position is no longer valid. And so I am going to go turn in my laptop and go home. Again, my performance was not good enough, even though when I talked to my boss, everybody I work with, including my boss, absolutely loved the work I was doing. But it was nice being here, helping out veterans every day, day in and day out, and doing a good job for my fellow patriots. It sucks, I'm not a Trump supporter, never have been, definitely never will be. But yeah, this is definitely taking a meat cleaver to the entire federal government. And I know my specific position, I was helping veterans and their families seek end-of-life services, mainly making burial arrangements on their behalf and actually doing funeral services for them. So yeah, it was actually a rewarding job, and look forward to having a good career doing something impactful, and I guess that's just not going to happen. So I'm going to go turn in my laptop and call it a day. And so I just wanted to say again, thank you, Trump. Thank you, President Musk. Let's make America great again, and fire everybody who is a hardworking, somebody who just wants to do a good job for the country and be a good employee and help out. So yep, going home, and wish me luck in the job hunt.
Okay, so let's talk about people that are working in the private sector, your everyday corporate jobs, and they're laughing or have some kind of real criticism of the federal workers dealing with these obstacles, dealing with these situations in their employment. Some people feel like these are Republicans that voted for Trump and they got what they was asking for and they were for it and they thought they wouldn't be affected. Okay, that could be the case. But what if this person wasn't a Republican, did not vote for Trump, was a federal worker? Do you feel differently about them? Let's see what this person has to say about it.
I'm seeing a whole lot of woe is me and boo-hoo moments from Republicans who are now laid off and they were a part of the federal government. Oh no. Oh gosh, only if somebody had written a book and tried to warn you. Did you not see all the public speeches, the movements, the debates? None of that pertained to you. You thought Donald Trump would single-handedly go through and pick out the Dems from the Republicans, and you would be spared. The motherfucking joke's on you. And if one more of you come along and say, we're all gonna fuck around and find out. No, the fuck we're not, because we weren't deluded into thinking that he wouldn't come after us. You were. We didn't vote for Donald Trump. We tried to spare you from being laid off, but you didn't give a fuck. You were so dead set on saving money on eggs and fucking the Dems over that you fucked yourself over. So you were in the first round of the cuts. If I get laid off tomorrow, I won't be fucking shocked, because I knew he would come for anyone. No one would be spared. Now happy fucking
now let's
layoffs
look
and
at
run
the
the fuck
other
along
side
to
of the
Toodaloo.
equation. What is it like for the people that are being laid off and are looking at people mocking them being in this position, and they're not politically motivated by the right? They're just individuals that had a federal job and, they were minding their own business, doing their job, and got laid off just the same. What are they saying?
Are y'all okay? Because as someone myself who has never, ever worked a day in my life in the public sector, seeing folks who work in the private sector celebrate federal workers losing their jobs and getting laid off, are y'all okay? You do realize that these are highly skilled, highly trained, highly educated people that you will now have to compete with in the workforce to get a job? These same people who were probably doing more than you and getting paid less, who are now going to compete for your job and might just be okay getting paid less? Why are you celebrating? I'm genuinely confused who you think the government was employing. Do you know how competitive those jobs are? The lack of thinking right now.
Now, I agree with people saying that these federal layoffs, especially in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, the DMV, as well as higher DC, Washington State, all those areas up there around the Capitol is heavily based in federal jobs. So that job market outside of the federal job government sector is going to be saturated by individuals looking for jobs. Now, they're going to probably branch out. They're going to probably move a little further, find more opportunities in the private sector away from those areas, and it can affect people in other states as well. So what does that look like? How does these federal workers feel about their standing in the private sector? And while these people are making fun of them, they're not immune to being affected by it either. Do you feel like these people are just like anybody else, even in the private sector, where they're looking for a job and you empathize with their situation? Or do you feel like it's just going to be way too much competition looking for a job, adding to more difficulty for individuals looking for work? Either way, put your comments below. Let's talk about it. This is Marcus Reacts. Talk to you soon.